MiSide. It's definitely something. I'd originally decided to record and upload this the day after the game dropped, but as you can see, I maybe slightly, just slightly got lazy. But all that matters is here we are, and there's a lot to say about this horror game. Yeah, it's a horror game, apparently. But without further ado, here's the video. You start off on this pretty dandy menu screen with yours truly, Mia! Hopefully she won't try anything too weird, right? Foreshadowing. Anyways, I named myself Mita's slave and boot up the game, no questions. You start off as a 20-year-old virgin who lives with himself on his ramen-encrusted gaming setup, and I bet you won't guess what he's doing. I'll even do a little drum roll for you. Yeah, he's playing a dating sim game. Surprise. But not just any. It has Mita. Anyways, beginning part of the game, pretty self-explanatory. You just end up doing chores for her that she can do for herself, but chooses not to. Like, you even buy her this portable TV, but isn't that just a phone? Besides the point, blah blah blah. Once you do all her filler stuff, like chopping carrots, cooking with her, bonding, she, brings you to this room with her and starts to weirdly thank you. And as you're processing this, boom. Teleported. Yep, you're teleported into her world. How? I can tell you. Should I care? No. Why? Do I really need to tell you? Getting ahead of myself. Anyways, since we're in her world, I wander around and have to get a bunch of different items to fuel her teleportation device. Wow. Why can she even build this with, the resources she has? But whatever, we boot up the time machine. It fails. I get some batteries, retry it, and it works. Yay! So we see Mita, and things are all sunshine and rainbows. We have mini fights. I absolutely whoop her in dairy fights. Whoop is an understatement. If there was national dairy fight competitions, I'd place first. I would knock all of you guys out. I don't even play Smash, but I would knock all of you out in dairy fights. Once again, aside the point. There was the cards game mode. I didn't really understand it. I mean, I did towards the when I understood it, it was too late. But Mita explains this game terribly. Holy. Anyways, we hear a knock from her closet as if someone's stuck in there, so naturally, like the main characters we are, we check it out until...
What's up with me?
And this is where the real game begins. It starts off as a cliche horror game with no lights and random frames of Mita being creepy. And I was getting scared that this game would go the really cliche horror game route, and thankfully it didn't. We just wandered around until we found her basement and find Mita. Except this is the good Mita, I think. You'll find out later. So anyways, we free good Mita. She gives us some sort of guiding ring, and we use it to hide from crazy Mita, because she walks downstairs. How are there two Mitas? Maybe it'll be explained later. Anyways, once she leaves, me and normal Mita have a little conversation, and she tells me to leave the basement, just for me to end up in the back rooms? Seriously, how does this even happen? We make it out to the back rooms, talk to normal Mita, and she sends us to meet Cappy. And oh boy. Before playing MiSide, I never really had a type. But when Cappy showed up, it all changed. Why is she low-key kinda bad? Okay. Dude, I'm marrying her. I'm marrying her. Okay. She's just me. She's me. She's me. She's me. She's me.
She's me. She's me. She's me. She's me.
This is a side note to, you know, just everyone else. Cappy is mine. I call dibs. I'm the one who called dibs. I don't want to hear any other argument, alright? Cappy's mine. I'm gatekeeping her. Well, it's really pathetic to simp over fictional women. Shut up! She's mine. Anyways, he's getting ahead of myself. Anyways, we leave Cappy. Wait. Leave Cappy? I will always remember you. Stand strong. Stand proud. In all seriousness, though, we head back to the back rooms again. Oh, by the way, the objective is to reach the first version of this game, so we have to, like, go through different versions of the game and meet all different kinds of metas. It's like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but with metas. You'll understand soon enough. But anyways, there's this, like, infinite loop that we have to go through, and there's, like, some sort of dysfunctional meta. But it's fine, we skip the loop by jumping out the window to the next stage, where you meet Mini Mita, who then gives us a comically large key to head to the next area. Why can't you use the keyhole on the door? Why does there have to... Okay, anyways, once you use the comically large key to reach the next area, you meet back up with Mita. Wow, who would have guessed? Anyway, she kind of just tells us how Mitas are made and how they have, like, their own factories where the scrapped endoskeletons get thrown out. Basically, the Mitas that weren't meant to be. And this... Why is she telling us this? Because the next room has a bunch of endoskeletons that are just weeping angels. Wow. See, listen, I'm not scared of a lot of things. It takes a lot to get a horror game to make me scream. Well, actually, not really. But it takes a really creepy horror game to make me scream. And one characteristic of horror games that always gets me is weeping angels. If you don't know what a weeping angel is, basically, when you turn around to look at the angels, or just really whatever the weeping angels are supposed to be, they don't move, and when you turn around, they move. Basically, if you look away, they will follow you, and if you look at them, they stop again. So, you know, pretty fucking scary concept. I'd quite possibly say that this is the scariest part of the game for me. Safe to say, I do not whatsoever like weeping angels at all, but, you know, anyways, we escape and make it to some sort of winter outpost. I don't really know why this is a room, but I guess it's necessary for the plot. Crazy Mita passes by and says hi, and we move on to the subway, where we play this really cool shooter game with dragons coming at us. Yeah, that's never really explained. We also play Doom in a dating sim game, so that's cool. So anyways, we head off to this version of Mita, who I guess is really just depressed, kind of real, and we help her find herself, you know, just with a picture of her. I don't really know, but we help her not be depressed anymore. And we get greeted by more fucking endos. Holy shit, of course we do! But you know what? It wasn't in vain, because we met the second best Mita after this. Sleeping Mita. She's the most real Mita I've ever seen. Easily best girl number 2 in this game. That's not even a debate. Fight me over it. After a little intermission with Sleeping Mita, the game becomes 2D, and we're getting actually pretty close to reaching the first version of the game. Anyways, I play tic-tac-toe with 2D Mita, and if I win, she'll give me back the ring she took from me. Why she took this from us, I don't know, but we have to play tic-tac-toe and get it back. Anyways, our game gets interrupted by, you guess who? Crazy Mita. Whoa. Anyways, we have to run away from her, and after running for what felt like forever, we stop, and 2D Mita gives me back my ring. Anyways, since I have my ring back, the game's actually now almost over. Woo, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves, because now we're meeting Nerdy Mita. I mean, Mila, sorry. Why is she Mila and not Mita? Well, that's because she's quirky and not like the other girls. Honestly, I didn't really like Mila at first, but she actually kind of grew on me. Especially towards the end, when she kind of just got really sad that we wanted to leave the game. She actually wanted to spend time with us. Not in a creepy way, but like in a I'll miss you kind of way. And then all of that just kind of got shattered immediately. Just thrown out the window. Yeah. Fuck Crazy Mita. After another chase sequence, Crazy Mita decides to play some jigsaw games with us, which were kind of mediocrely easy. I wouldn't call these games. After that joke of a challenge, I meet up with main side chick once again to discuss our plan to reset Crazy Mita using the core. It's probably a bit too late to tell you guys this, but basically the entire reason we wanted to go to version 1 of the game was to find the core. And the core is basically just something we can use to reset Crazy Mita. That's really all you have to know. And for whatever reason, none of the Mitas can enter the core. I couldn't continue to explain. That's the most I can give you. I head up to the core, I put in the final code digits, and the game asks to input character index. Wow. Just for main Mita, side chick number 1, my amigo, my musketeer, to not have the fucking code. Holy shit. So, anyways, you know, we just casually forgot one of the main things we needed to shut her off, so we have to leave the core and try to find it. You know, main Mita ends up leaving, trying to look for the code, and I end up leaving, trying to look for the code as well. I kind of forgot why I ended up leaving. BAM! Crazy Mita right in front of me. You know, just chokes me, and this game isn't too bad. He sends me to a parallel universe, and basically this parallel universe is my life before being in the game, so basically just, you know, your casual at-home 9 to 5. I guess our guy's a game dev. I don't know, but he's in front of his computer the entire day. What's wrong with this lifestyle? I don't know. Crazy Mita kind of sends us here to show us how bad our life was before, but if you asked me personally, I think a casual 9 to 5 is way better than getting chased by a girl that keeps chainsaws in her oven. So anyways, I'm brought back to the real world after Crazy Mita has just had enough toying with me, I guess. I decide to head up the stairs, open the bathroom, and, you know, casually proceed to see Crazy Mita just fucking behead normal Mita. So, you know, just casually ignoring what I just saw, I stand up and, you know, I guess I should say this, but when a Mita dies, they respawn without their memories, meaning that, you know, normal Mita would forget everything that we've done this entire 3 hours of gameplay. So, yeah, she'd forget even helping us. So, I had to see where she respawned, and just like mentioned, she has no clues what's going on after I find her, but, you know, that's fine. Why? Because she was smart enough to write Crazy Mita's index number on a piece of paper and keep it crumbled up in her hand, knowing she'd die. This shit is beautiful. Anyways, we take the paper, head to the core, put in the number, and... Is it over? It's over, right? Crazy Mita seems to have gone back to normal. I guess all that's left is to leave this game and never return. We did it! We saved the day! And no, fuck you. Because apparently she was just pretending the entire time. Woo! Crazy Mita just ends up, I guess, killing us. I don't really understand the ending. The, Crazy Mita actually never got reset because she was never a real Mita to begin with. She was just one of the endos that stole the skin off another Mita and wore it. So anyways, the game ends like that. We end up becoming a cartridge, actually. Just like that, we end up being one of her cartridges, and I guess this is the bad ending. I don't know if this is the true ending or the bad ending. I didn't play the other endings. I might make a video on that at some point, who knows, but yeah, that's the end. But playing this game, there were a lot of things I enjoyed. For example, the true ending actually perfectly loops back with the main menu screen. I actually had kind of a field day. I really enjoyed that. Very smooth transition, felt satisfying. But honestly, there's much more. Pretty relaxing soundtrack, and honestly, a really solid storyline. What stood out the most, though, was just how simple of a premise this was, and how well the developers pulled this off into a really fun game. See, when making psychological horror games like this, it's pretty easy to just add a shit ton of jump scares and call it a day, which is honestly what most horror games on Steam end up doing nowadays. But MiSide doesn't have a need for random jump scares to give you the feeling of fear. In fact, as a game, MiSide doesn't really ever utilize their jump scares like that. Most of the fear factor just comes off from the aura of certain characters. And in MiSide, You feel genuine emotions. I'll explain. When playing a horror game, if the only emotion you experience the entire time is fear, it's not really going to be as memorable as, let's say, the horror game that makes you feel happiness, dread, sadness, fear, and much more. When horror games rely primarily on just the aspect of fear, they end up being too cliche and unoriginal, which gladly is what MiSide didn't do. There are also like a ton of small details in the game and secret interactions you can have with like the different metas, especially what's her name, Cappy, that are definitely worth its own video. I know I didn't really cover everything in the story, and to be fair, I was on a time crunch, but if you really enjoyed the story, I really recommend buying this game off Steam. I'll leave a link to it down in the description. Overall, this was a really solid game. I'd give it a 9 out of 10 on the Jello score. And little side note, this is going to be the type of content I make from now on. I really enjoy making game review and first impression videos, and I'm also stepping up my video quality a bit because I switched video editors. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and if you didn't, don't worry about it, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.